Hi everyone. So I wanted to make a video based on something that's happened to me. I have been hacked. Everything is gone. Now, this was due to a Trojan virus. You could see that, 100% down. Um, this was, I think this is $10, so you could see the proportions here. You know, so what has happened? Now, I was looking through Bitdefender logs and I could see that the Trojan came around this time. It started infecting things, and I can kind of piece together. So I don't know exactly what has happened. I'm just kind of going off of the logs and what I did that probably wasn't right. And I know some of the things that I didn't do that were not right. So I wanted to share just some of the information about, what I did and didn't do that was correct, and what I did that was right. So, if you ever have this problem, which I hope nobody has, and I was skeptical of people having some of these problems, and I've talked about it on social media, and I was kind of a jerk to certain people, so I sincerely apologize. I should not have said the things that I have said. You look here, you can see that there's a Trojan that started to inject itself into a bunch of different software. I didn't realize it, and then all of a sudden you start using things on your hard drive, and it's corrupt. So it doesn't work anymore. So that's kind of what happened with Ledger. So it wasn't working. I was panicking and I was trying to get it open and nothing was happening, and I didn't realize that a Trojan was going on in the background. So it wasn't like, this stuff was happening in real time. I tried opening this and just wouldn't open. So I uninstalled it, reinstalled it, tried opening it, and then all of a sudden it opened. But there was a prompt or it asked for the 24 words. And you should never enter your ledger or hardware wallet 24 words on your computer. And I did, not realizing that it wasn't authentic software. So, you could see in my logs that I went to the proper site. So I went to Ledger Live. I went to the right site. So right here, this takes, it's just a download manager. It just makes sure that, all of your downloads are in one spot and takes, the metadata and records it. And you can see that my Ledger Live was downloaded from Ledger, but what it ended up happening, and this is not Ledger's fault, this is my fault, the Trojan virus injected itself into the new install and made a prompt and over the ledger, and I was putting in my 24 words and I shouldn't have did that. So once I hit enter, I realized what I did. I logged out into a different username and I logged into a new ledger and everything was there, and I was like, oh wow. So I logged back in and I open up Ledger on this computer, this username, and you can see everything drops. So, what would I have done differently? How did I handle this, and so forth? So, the first thing that you should do if you ever encounter this problem is call 911 immediately or call the precinct. I called the precinct, talked to a sergeant, he directed me in the right place. A police officer came to my house and I told him what happened. He gave me a code, told me the cybercrime unit will be in touch with me. So, um, in the meantime, you could go to ic3.gov and start filing reports. Now, they want to make, I didn't do this exactly these steps because I didn't realize and I didn't know, but I figured out that this is the proper way of doing it. You should have called 911 or the precinct immediately, get in touch with an officer, file a report, and then come here and then start filling out, what your name is, everything. It's going to ask you your wallet addresses, how much you lost, all of that information, and I put it in here, and you get a report, and then you save as a PDF. So you just keep the information, and when the cybercrime unit gets to you, you're going to read off the different wallet addresses. Now, in the meantime, I have been collecting evidence. Now, if this is difficult for you, I think you could probably just wait for the cybercrime unit and just tell them to take an image of your hard drive if it comes to it. They may not, they may, I don't know. But you can see I've been taking pictures and photos of stuff that is relevant to what has happened. So I tracked down one of the files that came from here, and this probably was a pop under. I don't even remember clicking anything, and then it brings up the dialog for IDM. I'm in a different tab, not realizing it, and I hit start download because I don't recall seeing this. Now, this said it was referred by this GitHub here, and if you click here, it brings you to, I mean, all the stuff's gone already, so it don't really matter at this point. But it brings you right here, right? And you can see that it's trying to download something, and it pops up. If you don't have it, right, like it'll pop up on your Explorer. Now, here's the thing: if you don't execute a Trojan, so if you don't hit the exe, if you don't unextract the zip folder and hit the exe file, nothing's going to happen. So I must have done that at one point, not realizing, and then all of a sudden everything starts getting corrupt on the PC. Um, and this, I'm tracking it down from some of the times that have happened and what my browser history was. So I'm just trying to piece everything together. But the part of the reason for this is that I play this with my daughter. She was asking me if I could do the scripts because people come in the server and they have scripts and they start doing stuff in the server. So when I was a kid, I used to be able to do things like that, but apparently not anymore. So that is how I executed it. I probably, tried doing it in the game and then it executed the file, and then from there, everything went bad. And also, when I put in the 24 words, if I didn't do that, the computer would have been the problem. Now, here's the piece that I don't know for certain, but I will talk about it anyway, just in case. Um, you, the Trojan started injecting itself everywhere, eventually getting to the OneDrive. I noticed that Windows will automatically change the settings. So I had like auto save off, I had all this stuff off, and a lot of times I'll take a private key and print. So if the auto save was on, it could have been taking my private keys while I was putting it into a print queue. So I was printing stuff off of Word and it was saving it in the background. I'm not realizing it, and then down the road, a Trojan comes into my OneDrive and takes all of those files and sends it to the hacker. So, that would be another way. Another way may have been that I connected my ledger to all of these different wallets, although I don't think so because I don't remember having to sign off on a bunch of them. So like I had Bifrost with my Flare. I don't remember having to sign off on any of the devices. So um, that's kind of what has happened and how it's happened. A lot of people have been asking me if they can help. I've posted a little bit of this on social media, but I will post this video one time and I'm not going to keep, like begging on the internet or anything like that. But people have said if people are asking to help me, that I should let them help me. So if you want to, and only if you want to, and you have the means to, um, I have a link tree that's going to be underneath here with a bunch of things. I'll put my email address if there's something that you have a preference for, a certain type of coin, whatever, certain type of payments application. I pretty much have all of them. I feel funny about this, but I am going to let people help me, and I really think that I should learn a lesson from all of this, and I thank everybody that is kind to me, and I appreciate the support. Thank you.